The Hinterkaifeck murders, the farm that went silent. The fields of Bavaria lie quiet now. Only the wind moves, a cold, restless sigh through the pine trees. There's no house here anymore, just grass and soil and a faint rise where a farm once stood. But if you stand still long enough, you can feel it, the weight of something that hasn't left. We're going back in time. Back to March 1922, the last days of winter. The land is gray and heavy with thaw. Ice clings to the ditches, and the crows will low over frozen fields. At the end of a narrow path, nearly a kilometer from the nearest road, sits a farmhouse, isolated, solid, weather-beaten. It's called Hinterkaifeck. 6 people live here. Andreas Gruber, stern, proud, 63. His wife, Kazilia, quiet, her back bent from a life of labor. Their daughter, Victoria Gabriel, widowed and only 35, strong from years of farm work. Her 2 children, 7-year-old Kazilia and 2-year-old Joseph. And finally, a new maid, Maria Baumgartner, who arrives this very day, unaware she's walking into her final night on earth. The villagers know the Grubers, but few know them well. They keep to themselves, working long hours, rarely visiting town. Even their nearest neighbors admit, the farm feels off, too quiet, too far removed. And lately, things have grown strange. A few days ago, Andreas noticed footprints in the snow. They led from the forest to the farmhouse. Single, deliberate tracks, but none leading back. He followed them halfway, but the trees closed in behind him, swallowing the trail. That night, the attic creaked with footsteps. He climbed the ladder, lantern trembling in his hand. Nothing, just the smell of hay and the cold breath of air through the boards. The next morning, the keys were gone. A newspaper appeared on the table from Munich, but no one had been there. Victoria whispered that she heard voices from the rafters, and even the animals seemed restless, shifting, snorting in their stalls for no reason. The family stayed. They had nowhere else to go. After all, this was Bavaria, a land of storms, superstition, and silence. The farm had always been their fortress, until the night it became their grave. March 31st, 1922, a Friday. The day passes gray and still. Maria, the new maid, settles into her room. She lights a small candle by her bed, setting her rosary beside it. The Grubers eat in silence. The young Kazilia says she's tired, that she doesn't feel well. Victoria strokes her daughter's hair and tells her to sleep early. As night falls, the wind gathers. Somewhere beyond the barn, in the darkness between trees, someone waits. It begins with a sound, faint, deliberate, a gate latch. Andreas hears it, just after dusk. He grabs a lantern and steps into the cold. The snow crunches under his boots. He calls out once. No answer, but he doesn't see what's behind him. Inside the barn, the lantern swings from a hook, its flame flickering. The cows shift uneasily. The air feels too still, as though something in the rafters is listening. Then a movement, a shadow. Andreas turns. The lantern goes out. The silence that follows will last for days. The next morning, smoke should rise from the chimney. It doesn't. The postman passes, noticing no one outside. The cows low softly in their stalls, hungry. By Sunday, the little girl's teacher grows concerned. By Tuesday, villagers gather. The mail is piled at the door. No one answers their knocks. They enter. In the barn, hay is scattered across the floor. A pitchfork leans against the wall. Beneath the hay, something solid. The neighbor bends down, moves the straw aside, and sees a hand, then a face. Andreas. Next to him, Kazilia, Victoria, and the elder woman. Their skulls crushed, their bodies covered with careful precision. as if by someone who did not want to look at what they'd done. Inside the house, it's the same. The crib overturned. Little Joseph, dead. And Maria, the maid, in her bed, as though she'd never had time to rise. 6 bodies. 1 tool, a Ruthaw, a mattock, and a killer who stayed. Because whoever did this didn't leave. For the next several days, someone lived in that house. The cows were milked. The dog was fed. Meals were eaten. Neighbors saw smoke rising from the chimney again, and assumed all was well. No one knew that the Grubers lay dead just meters away, while their murderer slept above them. In the attic, investigators find disturbed hay, a vantage point cut into the wood, a gap overlooking the rooms below. From there, the killer could watch. He could listen. He could wait. And he had waited days, perhaps weeks, before striking. When the police arrive, the scene confuses even the veterans. There's no clear motive. Nothing stolen. The family's money is untouched. The barn door shows no sign of forced entry. It's as though the killer had lived among them, trusted, known their every move. Neighbors whisper names. Old farmhands, a rejected suitor, even Victoria's late husband's brother. But each trail ends in fog. Every suspect has an alibi or none that can be broken. Even Andreas himself, known for his temper and rumored sins, is beyond questioning now. The case twists and darkens. Was the killer someone close to the family? A drifter lost to madness? Or something else? Something that had always been there inside the walls, behind the attic beams? Years pass. The farmhouse stands empty, its timbers rotting, its windows black. Children dare each other to go near it at night. Some say they see light through the slats, hear footsteps in the hayloft. By 1923, investigators return, searching again. Nothing. By 1925, the building is torn down. But even then, the ground doesn't rest. At the site, they find something small, bone-white, the skull of the family's dog, buried deep in the soil. And when they dig further, the earth seems to resist, heavy and wet, as though the farm itself is holding its breath. The remains of the 6 victims are laid to rest, but their heads, the evidence, are sent to Munich for study. Years later, in the chaos of war, those skulls disappear, lost forever. So now, there are no graves that truly hold them, only the empty field and the wind. Today, a simple memorial cross marks the site where Hinterkaifeck once stood. Tourists visit, whisper, take photos, leave quickly. Farmers nearby still say that on cold March nights, when the mist hangs low and the pines creak like old wood, you can hear something, a faint scraping in the dark, the sound of a key turning in a door, or the echo of footsteps in an attic that no longer exists. The police files remain unsolved, the theories endless. But the truth is simpler and far more terrifying. No one ever saw the killer come. No one ever saw the killer leave. And that's because, for all we know, they never did.